This app remembers everything you've ever typed, said, or looked at on your computer. This one lets an AI actually cut your video. And this one just acts like a second brain that runs your life for you. Hello, buddies and Barbies. Welcome back to the channel. I found 3 AI tools this week that genuinely made me go, wait, we're actually here now? One remembers your whole digital life. One edits real video timelines by itself. And one is basically an AI clone of your brain that works across all your apps. I tested all 3, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what each one does, what's actually impressive, and where you need to be careful. Let's get into it.
First one, what if an AI didn't just answer your questions, but actually remembered your life and worked across every app you use? This is OpenHuman, built by a team called Tiny Humans, and it's open source. Their whole pitch is that it's not just a chatbot, it's a brain, an orchestrator, and a researcher, all in one. It builds something they call a memory tree out of your data, and it can even mirror that memory into a plain markdown vault, like the kind you'd use in Obsidian, so you're not locked into their format. It claims support for over 100 app integrations, plus MCP servers and skills, so it can plug into Gmail, Notion, GitHub, Slack, basically the tools you already live in. It refreshes its context automatically every 20 minutes, so it's not working off stale information. And when it wants to automate something, say a recurring task, it proposes the automation first, and you approve it before it actually saves and runs. That review step matters a lot, especially for something with this much access. On the privacy side, they say data is encrypted on device. Secrets are stored in your OS's own keyring. Sandboxing is opt-in, and there's a privacy mode where inference literally never leaves your machine. Their policy also states they don't use your personal data for ads or to train public AI models. In practice, this is the kind of thing people are using it for. It can read, summarize, and draft replies across your connected inbox so you're not tab switching all day. Developers are giving it access to their repos so it can pull relevant context from old commits or Slack threads while they work. And it can actually join a Google Meet call, transcribe it live, and drop the whole thing straight into its memory. So nothing from that meeting just evaporates the moment it ends. So here's the thing. This is genuinely one of the most ambitious personal AI tools I've seen. But it's currently early beta, and it's connecting to your actual accounts and system. So if you're trying this, don't hand it your main Gmail or your private files on day one. Test it with a throwaway account first. Let it earn that trust.
Second one is actually relevant to what I do every week. Can Claude or Codex sit down and edit a real video timeline, not just generate a clip? This is Daydream, a desktop video editor built for AI-assisted editing. You literally connect Claude Code or Codex to it, and instead of the AI just spitting out a generated clip, it works inside an actual editing timeline, the same kind you'd use in Premiere or Resolve. You can ask it to cut out bad takes, remove awkward silences, trim filler words, add B-roll based on a description, generate captions, even build motion graphics. It works in both 16:9 and 9:16, so it's built with YouTube and Shorts both in mind. And when you're done, you export watermark-free. Or if you want to keep editing manually, you can export as XML or FCP XML, straight into Adobe Premiere, DaVinci Resolve, or CapCut. Technically, it runs a local server on your own machine that AI agents connect to. That's how Claude or Codex actually reaches into the timeline. The free plan gives you full editing, unlimited watermark-free exports, an hour of transcription, an hour of video processing, and 100 AI tool calls a month, which is a pretty generous way to try it. The obvious use case for someone like me, feed it a long, messy recording and let it do the first pass, cutting dead air, pulling out the usable takes, roughing out a first edit in minutes instead of hours. Then I just come in and do the actual creative editing on top instead of starting from a blank timeline. Now, here's the nuance worth knowing. Your actual project files stay on your device. That part's local. But transcription sends your audio to a third-party speech-to-text service, video analysis sends some content data to a third-party AI provider, and the in-app AI chat sends your prompts and project files to whichever AI provider you're using. So it's local first, not fully offline. Good to know before you drag in a client's confidential footage.
Now, the third one is the one that's going to make some of you uncomfortable. And honestly, it should. That's kind of the point of showing it to you. This is Screenpipe. It quietly records your screen and audio locally and turns all of it into searchable AI memory. Everything you saw, said, and did on your computer. Think of it as a local first version of Microsoft Recall or those Rewind and Limitless style memory tools. Except this one stores everything on your machine by default instead of a company's cloud. You can literally ask it what you were doing at a specific time, and it'll search your own screen history and give you the answer. It connects to tools like Claude, Cursor, and Codex through MCP, supports fully local AI through Ollama if you don't want anything touching the cloud, and has filters to block specific windows, apps, or passwords from ever being recorded. According to their own docs, your data only leaves your machine if you specifically turn on Cloud AI, Cloud Sync, connected app proxies, cloud media analysis, team sharing, or support logs, off by default. Real use case that stood out to me, coding assistants like Cursor only see your actual code. Screenpipe sees everything around it. The docs you had open, the Stack Overflow answer you were reading, the error message that popped up. So when you ask an AI for help, it actually understands what you were struggling with, not just the code itself. People are also using it to skip meeting notes entirely. It just transcribes and summarizes the call automatically and pulls out action items on its own. This is powerful because it remembers literally everything. But that's also exactly why you need to be careful. Before I even opened this, I closed my banking tabs, my password manager, private chats, personal email, used a clean test profile, kept every cloud option switched off, and ran it through a fake 20-minute research session just to see if it could actually recall what I did. And it could, accurately, which is impressive and a little unsettling at the same time.
So that's 3 tools that genuinely feel like a preview of where this is all going. An AI that remembers your whole life, one that edits your videos on a real timeline, and one that remembers your entire computer. Some of it's exciting, some of it's a little too much power in one app. Worth trying, just maybe not with your main accounts on day 1. If you want me to do a deeper hands-on video with any one of these 3, tell me which one in the comments, and I'll build the whole workflow around it. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.